Hello. I'm so excited to be here as usual, in good spirits, looking confident and good, feeling good. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, please subscribe. Support a sister who is helping impacting lives. My name is Priscilla Kuma. In case you did not know that, this is my channel. Welcome, feel at home. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this video, watch to the end. I know the topic caught your attention. There's a lot of panic out there about NCLEX, especially NGN, New Generation NCLEX. 2023 starts 1st April. I've already put out a video about that, but I'm here to just encourage you, share my journey, motivate you, and you might pick a thing or two from my story. I've never had a chance to share. I've shared on a colleague's channel, Fiona in Dubai's channel, and she thinks that this story will be good and will help somebody. So thank you, Fiona, for encouraging me to share. Once more, I'm the lead consultant for USRN Pathway Consult. If you're a registered nurse, a midwife, or a psychiatry or mental health nurse who wants to work in USA, you want to take NCLEX, you're preparing for NCLEX, you don't know where to start from, you are all confused, you're already with an agency, and you are stuck in your process, you don't know how to go about it, my consult is here to walk you through it. You want to do FBI fingerprint and background check, you don't know how to do it, you are based in Ghana, you are stuck, you are in the diaspora, you are in UK, you want to do your paperwork, you don't know who to send on all these errands, my consult handles that. We have a very good relationship with Nursing and Midwifery Council Ghana, and also all the nursing institutions you can think about from the length and breadth of Ghana. For those who did not school in Ghana, who schooled outside the USA and want to work in USA, the process is the same. And my consult does not only help nurses that schooled in Ghana, we help everybody. So yeah, welcome to my channel. Check us out at www.usrnpathwayconsult.com, and we would help you, hold your hands and walk you through the process. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about NCLEX preparation to take NCLEX. If you are wondering what is NCLEX, it is the USA Nursing Licensure you take to be able to practice nursing in America. Other countries like Canada, Australia also have NCLEX, and every country with their rules and regulations and code of practice, so the examinations are entirely different. Yes, but preparing towards any examination, any professional examination, needs a lot of commitment, a lot of hard work. So if you are not even studying for NCLEX, you are studying for SAT, GRE, licensure in your home country, any type of examination at all, you can implement some of these tricks. Okay, so let me give you a little background. I schooled in Ghana, West Africa, University of Ghana, the best university in Ghana, whether you like it or not. And I migrated to the USA through a spousal visa. I came here through my husband and not through any nursing agency at all. There were so many things I wish I knew before I was migrating. I did not know I could start my nursing process from Ghana before coming to USA. So I came to USA to start the nursing process from here, trying to figure out how I can work here. In the meantime, I was working as a CNA or PCT, Certified Nurse Assistant or Patient Care Technician, basically nursing aide. I worked as nursing aide for 2 years because that was how long it took me to be able to figure out the process to work in America as a registered nurse. Mind you, I had already put in about over 7 years of practice in Ghana, and I was already a senior nursing officer before coming to America. But I had to take a step back, downgrade, find a job to be able to see the hospital setting and see what the nurse's role is and how nursing is practiced in America. I've always been in a medical surgical floor, even in Ghana. I've always been in medical units, so I picked up a CNA job on a medical unit. I know I shared CNA opportunities for most of you, and you applied and you got in. Congratulations. It will be a very good step for you to learn, familiarize yourself with the environment, the work ethic, the workflow, the rules and regulations before you go into a bigger setting or a bigger role as an RN that has more responsibilities. Okay, so how did I prepare for my nursing process? I did a lot of online research. Unfortunately for me in my time, there was nobody on YouTube sharing how to work as a nurse in USA that came from Ghana, that had my Bachelor's of Science nursing degree, and sharing the process. I am the first person who went to University of Ghana, who practiced in Ghana, and came to America to start a YouTube channel for fellow Ghanaians and fellow Africans and other non-Africans who schooled outside the USA and had the interest. Shout out to Nurse Akosia, who also started, but I think she was a midwife and she has taken a break for now. So I did a lot of online research. I didn't even know anybody who went through it. So I had a friend, Vida, who was my mate and had come before me, and she did it. So I was home and she sent me books. Shout out Vida for all the books. Vida is now a nurse practitioner. I am very proud of you, and I hope you come back on my channel one day to share your story. I have already shared a nurse practitioner from Ghana, but that was not Vida. That was Ikia, somebody else. So she gave me the guidance. I tried reaching out to some other people and I was not getting a positive response. So Vida gave me the guidance and said, this is what I did, but it's been a while, a lot has changed, but just look into it and see what you can find. So I began looking at New York State Board of Nursing to see what the information is, the current information. So take notes as I go. You want to do thorough research. You want to start from the state level. As there are 50 states in America and there are so many other territories. So whatever state you decide, first of all, go to that state board of nursing. In America, your license is limited to that state. And some states you cannot go and practice with that license. You have to do endorsements. That is another topic for another day. But every state with its license. Unlike Ghana, you have a nursing license and you can use it in Volta region or Greater Accra region. Or in Nigeria, you have a nursing license and you can use it in Abuja, Abeokuta, or your state, wherever you want to. Yes. This one, if you are doing application, every state's application process is very unique and very different for an international nurse. So because I lived in New York State, automatically all I had to do was go to New York State Board of Nursing. I did not even know that I can live in New York State and use a different state's Board of Nursing. I came to find out that through my research and through my consults, I have learned a lot in this field, and I'm now a consultant to guide you. Okay, so I was just focusing on New York State, and if New York State had had a very cumbersome process, I would have been stuck. I did not know I can live here and use Ohio State, or live here and use Colorado. I thought wherever you live, that is the state's board you should be starting from. I was just lucky that New York State does not require English proficiency test as one of the requirements. That was why I was able to still sail through. If I had to write it, I could. Shout out Irene. Irene was in Minnesota and that was one of the requirements. And after she had passed English, she had to now figure out the whole English tests and all that. So now you know. You can start the process from outside the US before you come to the US. You can also start the process whilst you are in the US by using a different state that you do not live in, because you don't necessarily need to live in that state to get the license there. So if I did the research and I called New York State Board of Nursing and I said, I'm a nurse from Ghana, this is my qualification, I want to do the process, where do I start from? She gave me two options. I have shared both on my channel. One is going through CGFNS, that is Center for Graduate Nurses of Foreign Studies or something. You all know CGFNS, everybody goes there. They are very busy, very cumbersome. The wait time is a lot, it's long, they're overwhelmed, they are the big house, monopoly and everything. I do not recommend CGFNS to anybody these days. It's lengthy, expensive, and frustrating. You can't call them, you can't get hold of them. I know you watching can relate. Anyway, and I know you are still waiting for your reports from them. I hear this every day. Anyway, so the second option was for me to use their own forms. There's a form on their website called Form 2F and Form 3F. And that you fill it and then send it to your school, and you have it filled out and it comes to them and they will now do your own evaluation and everything. But the staff I spoke to on the phone said that is a very lengthy process. I will need you to rather go with CGFNS because we have given them a mandate to do what we are asking them to do. So go with that. You can also use 2F and 3F forms. I have shared that on my channel as well, and that is also fine. I do not know the duration. I cannot tell you. It is applicant dependent. It depends on how forthcoming your documents are. So that was how I used CGFNS. And they were sending emails. They wanted some signature that was missing. They wanted some course hours. And you know how these things go in Africa. Nobody's checking email. nobody's replying to email. I am here 2-3 months waiting and not hearing anything back. I'm calling CGFNS trying to hear back from them. I'm not hearing anything. I'll be online by the time it's almost my like 15 minutes wait period, and the call drops. Then I have to start from scratch. You've all called CGFNS before, especially if you don't live here. It's an international call and it's expensive. Anyway, I finally got through to somebody. Said, we've sent email to your school about 2 months and nobody has replied. That is what is holding you back. Anyway, I now began tackling this problem from the Ghana angle, calling my school to say, please check your email on this day and this day. Something was sent. Please sign it and let me proceed. Long story short, everything took me 2 years. I finally got the go-ahead, got the ATT, the authorization to test, and then I booked my examination. Mind you, I was still working full-time, 40 hours a week at my CNA job, my nursing aid job. And it was a very big message floor. It was a 40-bed capacity, and we have to be at work pretty much 5 days a week because 40 hours. So sometimes I do like 212 and do some 8 hours to balance it out. And it was stressful. It was physically draining. I was on my feet 12 hours. I got a back injury. My feet were sore. And sometimes you show up and the other PCTs or CNAs have not showed up. So you have to have the whole floor, do vital signs for all this, bathe those who have to be bathed, incontinent people, clean them, feed them, take people outside to take a smoke break. It was a whole lot. I did not like my work. I hated it. I'm not saying that CNA job is something, but it was a stepping stone for me. I was already an RN and I did not want to remain in that role for long. So if you've already started the CNA route, please start your NCLEX journey wherever you are before you enter America, so that you do not spend so many years waiting in line to become an RN. Your job will suck. Some of them pay as low as $14 an hour, $15. My time it was $10.5 an hour. I'm in New York State. I am not in New York City. And the cost of living is obviously low, but how can you survive as a family on that? Luckily, I had financial support. I'm not here. As I said, I came to join my spouse who was already working and had already been established. We had our own home mortgage and everything was going on well. So if you have that job, 15, 16, 20, just make sure you get your RN. Don't come here and lose focus. Use it as a stepping stone. So fast forward to NCLEX. I got the date and I decided to tell my manager that I would take 2 weeks off to study. So I was not taking any vacation. I was piling my vacation towards this day where I will have ATT and book my examination. And I found a date. The trick to booking an examination, you want to make sure it does not coincide with the time all the nursing schools in America are graduating. It varies between April, May, June. That time is hard to find a date. And if you have to drive several hours to go right somewhere, it will be too stressful. So choose your time strategically. I know most of you watching me are in Africa and your only point is South Africa. I know some people are going to Brazil. Now dates are running out in Brazil. I know from now till March is all booked out because nobody wants to write NGN, New Generation NCLEX. But I can tell you that is doable. NCLEX is based on content. So if you know your content, no matter how they twist the question, no matter what case study they give to you, you will be able to deliver. So in preparing for NCLEX, what did I do as somebody who had a family, who was in a new country, and who had a full-time job? What I did was, I quickly bought UWorld because I went to join Facebook study NCLEX groups, as so many NCLEX Facebook study groups at my time. So I joined those groups and people were recommending materials to use and everybody was singing praises for UWorld. So there was a Facebook UWorld group I joined, and then I researched about the price and I bought a 90-day package that helps you solve questions and Q banks and rationales and all. So it was very mobile. It's an app on my phone, so even when I'm sitting on the loo or even when I'm at work on a break, I'm able to use my phone app to go onto UWorld and start solving questions. I remember my friend, she had taken it before and unfortunately did not get it. So she told me what to expect. You need to focus on this area, and she gave me all the guidelines and I was implementing them. Once a while, when I get to be a sitter, sitting by a patient doing a one-on-one monitoring for a patient who is aggressive or drug withdrawal and they are restrained to the bed, they take one CNA or PCT to sit by the patient. I always pray that it was my turn to go so that I can sit with the patient, and when they are asleep, though it's not allowed, I'll quickly make little notes. Sometimes I have sticky notes pasted all over my wall, so I take some with me to phone, and I'll be like flashcards, jotting down points, vital points. When I'm driving to work, I'm listening to my clinic. When I'm doing my house chores, I'm listening to my clinic. When I'm cleaning, laundry, whatever, I'm listening to my clinic audios. I know lab values keep changing. Some of the old audios out there have different information that are not real anymore. A lot have been pulled out of the internet system, but there are still some there. Make sure the information you are consuming is right, because every day science and technology keeps changing and additions and subtractions are being made. So my clinic and U-Word was helpful. I had an ATI that was bought for me. It's also a question bank, but the question style and the rational explanation was not sitting well with me. So I tried it severally. My scores were low. I was feeling demoralized, and that is how I packed that ATI. I never used it. I gave the code out to a friend to be using. Even my U-Word, I had to share the code with a friend who was in Ghana, who was also doing the process. Shout out Eddie. And he also wrote it one time and passed. Yes. So listening to my clinic, using my break time, the 2 weeks before my examination, my life changed. Your life has to literally change. You have to put your life on hold. Fortunately for me, I was not studying in any social media group. I did not even know there was a group. Unlike now, the nursing migration is a thing. People are in Telegram groups, people are in Facebook groups and WhatsApp groups. I didn't. All I did was I uninstalled all my social media apps. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever. I took all away from my phone. Before then, I told my immediate family, father, mother, siblings, that I'll be going offline because I have an impending examination, and if you need me, call me through my husband if it's urgent. Leave a message, and when he's home, we can communicate. I logged out of social media. Social media can be very addictive and time consuming. So if that's what will work out for you, log off. I know you are studying in groups and it can be tempting. Another approach is that buy a different phone or different tablet or gadget or laptop to use for your study WhatsApp group. Do not install any other social media apps on that tablet that you're using to study, so that when you grab that phone, any message that will be coming to that phone is strictly NCLEX questions. It's strictly study group. It's not about somebody's marriage has crashed and somebody has traveled here and commercials, how to buy a boat, all flying on your screen. No, you are there to solve questions and you put that phone down. No family messages popping up about family contributions and funeral and wedding, Ashoibi and all that. No. So I log off social media. I was studying with my break hours. I was listening to my clinic when I was driving back and forth. I limited my study materials. There are so many materials. I had a book that was Sanders. I said my friend Vida sent to me, the nurse practitioner, sent to me. And the Sanders book was too thick. I did not have the luxury of time to start a book from chapter 1 to chapter whatever. And I said I hated my job. I can highlight that over and over again. My goal was to get there because my process had taken 2 years at this time. Number one, they did not even believe I was an RN anymore. They thought I was an RN who was not interested. They were like, won't you write the exams? They do not understand that if you did not school here, there is a lot of paperwork prior to taking the NCLEX. Yes. So I had a point to prove. I had to get my RN, change my status, get better quality of life, better pay, and get out of that toxic environment with workload that broke my spine. Literally, I have a spinal injury from that. So I had to get out. So I had only one option. I either pass or pass. Yes, I either have to pass or pass NCLEX. So don't panic. It's doable. You have to leave the house, leave your newborn baby, leave your children, go to the library, go to a quiet place, go and sit in your car, lock all the doors, study. When the kids are asleep, be awake at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I was studying for that 2 weeks prior to my examination day as if there was no life outside this place. I did not leave my house. I did not step outside my door. I was skipping even food. You need energy to energize your brain to study and consume, but I don't have that luxury to go and spend an hour in kitchen making African food. So I had already prepped food down. All I have to take, run downstairs, carry it, microwave. Whilst I'm eating, I am studying. There were days that I just don't even take shower. I neglected my hygiene. I stay and study. So little time I get, I'm going to use that time to sleep than to take shower. Our goals are different. If you know what you want and what works for you, you will. You might not have a quiet environment. Your neighbor or some churches around you so noisy. So you need to go to a library and make it happen. You need to go out of your comfort zone. You need to cancel all the weddings that have been planned and family events. You do not owe anybody any explanation. Excuse yourself from those events. When you get what you want to do, you can do all those events later on. So study. If you have a study mate that is drawing you back, it is not a crime. Break that study mate off and go solo if that is what works for you. If you are somebody who studies in group, fine. Luckily, there are tuitions. My consult has an NCLEX academy where we train nurses. You can sign up for those ones where it is like a boot camp. You have no option than to show up for the class. After 3 absenteeism, you are kicked out of the class, so you have no option. You pay so much money, so you have to show up and do your assignments on time. So if you're in that group, a controlled environment that is being monitored, you will sit up. You attend classes, you answer questions, you participate. I did not have that luxury. I did not even know about that. I was gonna go find my claimant. He was coming to a state, I think Ohio State or so, and I was gonna travel there, find accommodation and all, and do his 3-day crash class or something. But it was just too much. I couldn't leave my job, my home to travel, so I was just watching the videos and everything. What I did, I was telling Fiona just not too long ago that I went shopping. I went to buy the scrubs. Where I was working, RNs were only white top as their scrub, the uniform. So I went shopping. I bought a complete set. I bought a stethoscope first, a Littmann stethoscope, $250. I saved up and I bought a stethoscope. And I bought a scrub top, white shirt, and I bought a navy blue pants. That was the uniform for RNs where I was a PCT. I did not get to practice there as an RN though. And then I bought the shoes, the scrubs. And then I came home, I took a photo, I dressed up, I was saying positive things. I will wear you. I will wear you. I'll be an RN. I will change my scrub from navy blue top to white top. There the PCTs were navy blue top, RNs were white. When you enter, you see. But most of the hospitals don't care about color codes anymore. You can wear whatever. So I hung that white top and a stethoscope on a hanger right by my bed. So anytime I open my eyes, I see the uniform and I keep saying positive things. I will wear this uniform on this day because I knew the date for my examination, and I know by 48 hours I'll get the results. So I was saying positive, but I will wear you. I'll be an RN. I'll practice. I studied. It's good if you get an examination date in the morning. You just wake up, you write it, and you are done. I didn't. I got an examination time of 1 p.m. So I still woke up that day studying. Some people say don't study on the day, you'll be stressed, but every hour counted. I even did not want to drive, so my husband had to drive, so that I'll use that little 20 minutes drive time to study whilst we were driving on the road. I was studying up until the time I entered the examination hall. That is what works for me. People have been asking me to share my journey, and I know that April is here. You are looking for motivation. I have done it. I did not school here. I put in effort, 3-4 times the effort to be able to write and pass. There are some of the medications you are reading pharmacology and you've never heard their names before. American name is different from British names for the medications. The gadgets are different. Ventilator, you have not seen a ventilator before. You have not seen a telemetry, a Holter monitor, and all these things before. You have to picture it. Watch YouTube videos. Nurse Sarah, RN Nurse Sarah, or Sarah Nurse RN, her channel was very helpful. When I'm treating a topic and I'm lost, I quickly go to her channel and see what she's talking about. I quickly Google the machine and picture the ventilator and see how it looks like. I go and type the telemetry strips. I look at defibrillator. I Google the things to see what they look like, and I watch videos about how they work. And I watch videos. I was watching some medical videos as well, and I was working on a medical floor. So yes, Nurse RN Sarah, if I'm getting the name right, her channel helped me. UWorld helped me. Mark Klimek helped me. And NSCBN, they had a booklet of past questions. It's on their website. You can go and try those questions for free if you cannot afford UWorld. NSCBN have questions. So it was binded in a book. There was a book that was part of the books my friend sent me, Vida sent me. There was Sanders, and there was that CBN past questions in the book, and I was always studying that. I solved all the questions, about 1,000 questions. I had a pencil, so I circled, and later I cleaned it neatly and packed the book so I can give it back to the owner. These are real life examples I'm giving you. This is not coming to tell you that use this material to study, use this material to study. This is what I did. I turned my life around. For you to pass NCLEX is determinant of what you do with the 2 weeks prior to your examination date. The 2 weeks, the 14 days before your examination day determines whether you pass NCLEX or not. Trust me. So those 14 days, you need to put your life on a standstill. You need to zone out, withdraw from society, get out of social media, put your business on hold, put your children and your partner on hold, run to the library, lock yourself in your home office, lock yourself in your car, study when the whole house is asleep, do something different. I lost so much weight. You can tell I'm not a big person, I've never been, but I lost so much weight. My hair was a mess. I just wanted to pass and get out. And guess what? I went, wrote NCLEX at that 1 o'clock, and I passed at 75 questions. My machine shut down by 2 hours. The computer shut down. I was in limbo. I didn't know whether I passed or failed. And my good friend picked me up. She had already written it before and failed. She picked me up and said, I just know you're going to pass. You did so much work. I have never seen anybody study like that. I was like a mad person. If you wake me up at 2 a.m., I can tell you the things I've studied. I did not cram them. I needed to understand the concept. If you do not know the rationale, when the NGN starts, you'll be lost. But if you know the pathophysiology about what goes on in the human body when somebody has diabetes, when they twist the question around in any way at all, you would be able to answer it. Grasping the content is the most important. You cannot cram NCLEX. You cannot do chew and pour. You cannot read it and go and deliver it. You need to apply it. Why are they changing NCLEX? It's because they want the nurse to be more clinical, more practical, should be able to stand in and save lives when a real emergency happens. You cannot chew and pour. You cannot cram it. You cannot read it and go. You need to understand the pathophysiology of the human body. You need to take every system, cardiology, endocrine. You need to take all and digest it so that when they ask the questions, whether it's drag and drop, whether it's case study, whether it's close, anything at all, select all that apply, you will be able to deliver it. I hope this video has been helpful. I can go on and on and on. And guess what? When I wrote the NCLEX and I passed, I found out I passed, and it was Thanksgiving. It was a few days before Thanksgiving. Prior to that, I was 2 days to my NCLEX. I was sitting down at the cancer center waiting for my diagnosis, whether I had cancer or not. I have shared a video about that story in my channel. Scroll down 2 years back, you might find it. If you've been following me for 3 years now, you would know. And I said I will not change my examination date. I'll write it and I'll pass. And I did. I wrote and I passed. And guess what? After I passed, I could not use my license to practice for half a year. For 6 months, I could not practice nursing. What I worked so hard for to get a license, I could not use it to practice due to ill health. I felt so ill. I was bedridden, and then I was home for so long, and this COVID came and a whole lot happened, and I could not use my license. But I bounced back. Physically, I look different. If you look at my very first video, I'm an entirely different person. I was skinny, I was dark, I was a very different person. My soul had left me. I was not a cheerful person. But here I am, glowing, smiling, and telling you can do this. To my nurses who are signed up with our consult, you can do this. I've always been a great source of motivation for you. You can do this. It's doable. Know that you are spending extra money to travel to South Africa. You are borrowing money, you are taking loan, you have end savings you are using to make this trip to Brazil, Turkey, Philippines, wherever to go right. Make it count. Your job might not suck like mine. My job was a motivation to study and get out. Yours will be that trip you are going to make to an examination center far from you in a different country, and you need to recoup your money. You need to get value for your money. Make it count. Don't make that trip to the examination center twice. It's doable. You can do it. You cannot rush the process. If you don't feel mentally ready, physically ready to write, kindly change your date. It will cost you a little bit of money, but you want to go in and do it once and for all. I wish you all the best. I wish you a happy new year. This year you'll be called an RN 2023. Do not be discouraged. I'm waiting for you in America. Come join us. The The field is wide. There are so many areas you can specialize: oncology, gerontology. You can be a nurse practitioner. You can be anything you want so far as you set your mind to it. Get this NCLEX, come to America, come onto my channel and give a testimony. I wish you all the best in the NCLEX that is upcoming. If you don't find a date, don't panic. NGN is doable. Just get your content, and any question you can tackle it. It's been nice sharing this with you, and thank you, Fiona, for motivating me to share this. Take care and bye-bye.